Change that. Oh, live.
We are live.
We are live. Oh, let me put on. We live with so many streams right now, people. See this internet connection work. No, it's the filter. That's bright as on what?
Oh, yeah.
Doing it live. What you got otherwise, is it?
Cool.
Oh, man. Monday morning, people. What's going on? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 51.
Oh, yeah. Just crossed that 50 mark.
Yes, yes, yes. I am King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay. And we are bridging the gap between the community and cryptocurrency.
Hey, there we go.
Trying to make it not as scary.
What's going on, Hassan 15?
Yeah, this is a crazy weekend. This is the craziest weekend in Bitcoin history, man.
What's going on, Ariel?
I've probably been saying that the last 3 or 4 weekends.
Yeah, we've been seeing all-time high every day. Here we go. Boom. We've been seeing a new all-time high every day, people. It's crazy. The crypto space is amazing. What's going on, Hassan? We're doing great over here. Hope you're doing well. Of course, we're on iGo Live. We're on Facebook streams under Bitcoin Zay as well as mine.
What's up, Crypto Q?
Of course, we're on YouTube and the news. Oh my goodness! First of all, first the free Bitcoin last time. Let's go ahead and announce the free Bitcoin winner last time.
Yeah, last Bitcoin winner had it here. Just actually went back on it, but it was a great comment about Neo, about how the news didn't really affect it, but it is a step in the right direction because whenever you have good news about partnerships with big companies, even though it was kind of late, usually is it lagging? Yeah. Usually whenever you have that news, it's big for everybody because that means they're working with people at the very least, and at least they can get a pump and dump out of it. Most people do. So that's the good thing about Neo, and it was Enlightened Source. Let's see. That sent that.
Was it Enlightened Source?
Yeah. I believe.
And so some of you remember, we talked to some people, not this past weekend, weekend before that, who, kind of listened to some of our tips on Neo. Mm-hmm. Sounds like some people made some good money in that 24-hour turnaround. Just to remind you, one of the things, I think it was a Friday or something, I pointed out was that, sometimes the news is just a pump, people, and that's what we saw. However, like you said, the commenter did make a good point as far as that, it wasn't the biggest news we were looking for as far as price swing, but it was good news in regards to Neo moving forward as a company. So,
and most altcoins, any good news they have usually moves it forward. So, good thing to hear from them. Up? But yeah.
Yep. So other than that, Bitcoin all-time high, people. We almost hit that 10K mark. We are like right there at the bubble. I think this morning it was going from 96.50 to 97.70 to 9800 almost. Yeah. So we are literally at the cusp of this big fraud / scam / everything else you can call Bitcoin these days.
Good gracious.
We are at the breaking point. Mm-hmm. And it's funny, I'm sure this happens to a lot of other people trades, but like literally our phone is off the hook now. Bitcoin Zay called this last year. He was like, nobody wants to buy low. They only want to buy high. Oh, yeah. And sure enough, people are out here buying high. But again, it's still not high if you look long term. People, I think you called $1 million on it.
Yeah, anything under $1 million is cheap because right now it's a little bit of FOMO, or I should say a lot of bit of FOMO, but it has been enough sufficient news to push it forward, so to say. It's not just people buying it just because. But I will say I didn't think it would shoot that fast over the weekend. Went up like $1,600 in 2 days. I mean, that's ridiculous, but yeah.
Yeah, as my moonlight modeling, I had to grow it.
What's up, Bitcoin Barbie?
Yeah, so I mean, it's really good to look at the price where it's going right now and the fact that it's stabilizing at these parts. Of course, at the 10K mark, we don't know what's going to happen. There's definitely going to be people taking profit. I mean, that's all in the news already.
Yeah.
Even though, honestly, people, the smart thing to do is take profit on the buildup. So right now, where it's at isn't a bad time to do it either. We might see a correction afterwards, depending on what happens with CME and all that news and the Novogratz Fund in a few weeks. And with that, some important news you want to keep your eye on. We keep saying it over and over again, almost weekly here. Mm-hmm. One things we believe that's causing CME to time their market as well as Novogratz is what's going to happen with the debt ceiling in the United States. And it looks like right now, at this moment, unless something changes, a government shutdown, United States government shutdown is at risk.
Thanks, Jazz.
Because the current funding expires December 8th. How interesting is that? When did CME say they were going to launch?
And just so happens, CME is launching December 10th.
Oh, wow. That's perfect timing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Chicago Mercantile Exchange has some definite insiders who can kind of see I mean, anytime you have something as big as a debt ceiling and the rumors of them increasing or getting rid of it altogether, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have that time in there. Just so happens 2 days after. So I know for a lot of people going forward, I know from here until that week when they're about to start trading, I will be cautious trading right now because I mean people are all kind of euphoric about it being 10,000. People are like giving their life stories on Twitter, like, oh, I remember when I only had this, which is cool because it happened at 5,000, happened at 10. Any psychological barrier is going to do that. People will get excited, but I mean, if it pushes past 10K before December 3rd, cool, but you don't want to risk it throwing it all in. Like some people are like, I'll give you everything I have. They're buying at 9,000. So, yeah, I think after 10K up until probably 13K range, if it explodes, FOMO is it's a powerful thing, especially in this market.
So someone's asking what we think is going to happen with the December 8th debt ceiling. One thing we keep hitting on is, I've told people, I read the last like quarterly or whatever report the U.S. has sent out. I think personally you have to be a sucker to believe it. It looked perfect. It looks like our financial system is in perfect shape. Stock market is going to continue pushing out these 17 to 20% returns, which is already unheard of on the stock market, which is why traditional hedge funds are actually getting pushed out of the market space because they're not even keeping up and doing anything unique in relation to the regular market. So they're coming over to the crypto world to look for those big gains. Even though a lot of them getting wrecked shorting. But, my point is December 8th, once we find out what's going on with debt ceiling, I think it's going to drive the price of crypto. I think the market cap's going to expand regardless because there's going to be two types of people. There are going to be the ones that see the report, whether it's good or bad, who know how to add 2 + 2 and going to say, there's no way this report can be good or, whatever you're doing with our debt ceiling is going to be good. And I think that's going to drive the price up. And then if it comes out and everything is bad and we are talking about getting rid of the debt ceiling and changing the whole way we do our financial sector as well as taxes, that's coming out too, the regulations on that. I think both of those are going to play a huge part in the market. Yeah. And, I think that's one of the reasons why they're doing the tax thing the way they are now for the wealthy, because they know if they don't give that tax break to the wealthy, they are jumping ship over to crypto at this point.
Yeah, and it's the first big domino because you got to think everybody's economy is based off U.S. economy. Like we don't have, nation states that are backed by, commodities anymore. They peg it to the U.S. dollar. So U.S. dollar goes down, then you start seeing Europe, and like we said, we saw the European Central Bank limit withdrawals. And
I wonder why they're doing that.
I wonder why they're doing that now. Because
on the way to December 8th.
Oh, yeah, all this leading up to it. And like I said, they tried to, it's even bigger, things to worry about as far as economy-wise. Like if stuff falls through the roof, like last time, remember, gas went up $2 and you could barely afford it to get around. But at the same time, if you have some cryptocurrency, you will be rewarded. I can tell you that because a lot of the money that's sitting on the sidelines after Thanksgiving isn't anymore. And then really after 2018, I doubt you'll see any person that calls themselves an investor not somewhere in crypto, even if it's just with futures trading or with something more regulated. But that's the first domino. Yeah, we'll see.
So long story short, people, we've been bullish on Bitcoin for a while. We've been eyeing the debt ceiling literally since the beginning of 2017 is when we first started taking a peek at it. Like, hey, nobody's been talking about this, right? Yeah. So we're very bullish on it, and a lot of our some of the things we go off of in trading are kind of circling around that date. So we really disliked it when they pushed it from October to December on a Friday night. Yeah. But that's okay. We're still eyeing it the same way, and we'll make sure we keep you informed as well.
Oh yeah.
All right, so that's enough of bullish Bitcoin. You know what we're doing with it. We're here, we're lifers, we're holders. What else is going on? It's something in South Korea. What are they doing?
Well, one of the reasons for the push, some people didn't realize it, but a Korean bank, they just announced that they're allowing purchases through a crypto wallet. And we, like I said many times before, banks will try and regulate it. They'll try and get their piece of the pie. And their thing is to regulate it so that people feel safe. We'll see how it goes, but like I've always said, banks are reactors. They're not innovators. So once they see the market doing this, I'm sure they'll try and get their cut. However, that pushed the price, but I don't see it taking off in a lot of banks because once people realize, well, I can do it through you with higher fees, and I already don't like the banks, or I can just do it a decentralized way, which seems to be the bigger choice. But good news, nonetheless. Hey, what's up, Shot Crypto Hustle?
It's definitely good news for the mainstream investor, or the mainstream adoption and everything. And exactly, I was just going to go there though. It's also one of those things like, why would you use a bank? But again, there's so many people who still don't know about crypto, who kind of scared, want to dip their toe in, and they're going to trust trust the bank they've been banking with that's been doing them wrong for the last 10 or 15 years? I mean, that's just human psychology for whatever reason. Because some people it's a little bit scary to go out there on their own and figure it out. But YouTube and Google is your friend. People, we're your friend here to lead you in the right direction. But again, it's interesting that I think that Shinhan Bank or something in South Korea was saying, and they were like, they're not going to charge any onboarding of Bitcoin. They're just going to charge you fees when you try to take it off the bank. Yeah, exactly. Again, of course, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. They got to get their cut, and like I said, people they will stick with it. I don't know why, but honestly, it's because like what we do, we bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community. One of those steps is to use the bank, but like I've always said, and I'll say it again, banks will eat themselves because they are reactive. So they'll just start adding on their fees, their little way of doing things. And at some point, people will say, I don't need you, because that's the entire point of a decentralized economy, especially in 2018, when you start seeing decentralized exchanges, you start seeing atomic swaps between people around the world, and instant time. You'll definitely see a change in the way people think, because it is a rush being in crypto. However, you do have to make sure along the way these things are natural.
So breaking news right now. Oh man, I don't know. Okay. Breaking news. It looks like a South Korean exchange, Coin One, is adding IOTA tomorrow. Oh. I'm not sure how true this is, people. Did you see it?
Yeah,
is this true? Okay. This is true. It looks like IOTA is getting added to another exchange. If you remember, I actually tweeted about IOTA like a week or two ago, because I've been hearing whispers it may be the next big one to Bittrex. But who knows? You know what? This is, we're not professionals. This is speculation. But just keep a lookout. Do your own research.
Yeah. And IOTA is one of those coins. I know a lot of people that hit me up, they say, oh man, Bitcoin is what? It costs way too much.
Vegan.
And even when you tell them you can buy a percentage of it, they're still like, okay, well, what are some smaller coins? IOTA's still less than $1. That's one of those coins, top 7 in coin market cap. Do your own research. However, it is reaching $1 before it even really hits a lot of exchanges. It's on Bitfinex right now, but everybody in the U.S. doesn't have access. So if it does hit Bittrex, it's hit Coin One. We'll see. But yeah, that's my spiel on IOTA.
And real quick,
right now,
Champ Chamberlain asked us about the Lightning Network supporting transactions across blockchains. Will cement Bitcoin and kind of slow the growth of Litecoin. So if they work,
I think it'll grow both. I think it'll actually grow Litecoin more exponentially.
What's going on, Alex?
Simply because Litecoin's growth it always kind of is in step with Bitcoin, even if it's a little bit behind. Right now, it's at what, $90? I wouldn't doubt Litecoin being at somewhere around 500 next year, only because if you can do atomic swaps and if you can do Lightning Network, everybody won't want to sell Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like, some people get to the point where I'm never selling as a store of value, but Litecoin is easier to send back and forth. So that's what I would say about. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, I gotta start my own hoodie line, man.
Yeah, you get everybody. Nobody like the white bun. That's what's going on. Hey, Katrina said the hoodie. Bitcoin say that hoodie is dope.
Yeah, I was gonna say Litecoin is like the change you got to put in the meter when you go parking. You always need that quarter. Yeah.
Is it lagging? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
YouTube is Kirby Crypto, Alex. Everybody's saying our streams are lagging. All right, we might have too much stuff on. We'll figure it out next time, people.
Yeah.
We do stuff as we go. Shawana says she feels that people are afraid to make that first step, which is educating themselves on crypto, which is we agree with. And people need to know that knowledge is power, which we also agree with. But again, I think honestly, this is one of those things that's scary, because if you really think about this, if Bitcoin is the future, if cryptocurrency is the future, which it is, maybe not specifically Bitcoin, but crypto is the future. That means the banking system as we know it is just about done with. So it's definitely some scary times ahead. I mean, once people really come to the realization of it. But I think it's one of those things, the quicker you realize it and the quicker you are to adapt and, and realign some of the things you do, the better off you'll be. But the people who are just like ferociously fighting. I saw somebody else in the news today that's like, Bitcoin is like definitely in a bubble now.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, once again, short it. You can become a millionaire, billionaire overnight if you short Bitcoin right now. You're right.
Some people have shorted it and made money, but $300 billion market cap is nothing. I mean, that's a drop in the bucket. And for comparison reasons, the .com bubble was around $2 trillion. So we're not even, we would have to grow at the rate we did this year, and it would still take another year to think about it. But at that point, Bitcoin would probably be somewhere around $50,000 a piece. So if there is a bubble and it happens around 50,000, congrats on calling a bubble, because everything at some point it is going to drop. But I will say, if you are somebody who's telling other investors it's a bubble, so don't get in, you may have just made them miss out on 500, 1,000% gains. As well as long term, do you think it's a bubble that will never come back? So that's kind of irresponsible on some people's parts to yell that out without any proof. And without, like I said, I put a bet up a year and a half ago.
Better.
Dr. Boyce Watkins, yeah, it was a few people tagged me when they were looking for a Bitcoin teacher on Facebook, but we're kind of doing our own thing now. But yeah, I would love to interview him and talk to him more. Anybody? Sure. Yeah, and if Boyce, that's why I tell people. I was like, when I used to be back home in Charlotte, there were a lot of Boyce Watkins type black people that were in this group, and I would tell them about Bitcoin, and they would all say the same thing to me. They would always say, well, in the future, when it comes, when it's ready. And he just started telling people about it when it was around 6,000, because I still get his emails. However, I will say the waiting that he did kind of messed people up, because I know people that were commenting. I commented on one, like when Bitcoin's like less than 1,000. Why don't you talk about Bitcoin? Just mention it. Just see what people say. But it was, one of those things they gotta wait.
Well, that's funny you say. So the first thing is that is a question I always have people. I'm like, why don't you just do like 10 minutes of due diligence? Why don't you just explore it? You're really just yes or no?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's like I don't understand it. No, and it's just cool. But you got a lot of people banking on Blockbuster right now, and Netflix is sending out DVDs. That's kind of where Bitcoin is at. People are like, I don't want Netflix DVDs.
Oh, that's perfect.
And now we don't even know where Blockbuster is.
So they said, hold on, let me make sure I get your name right. They said the P-Man Van said the situation reminds him of the recording industry denial of digital medium and sound and sidelines. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And I mean, not only that, not just Boyce Watkins. I've politely questioned a few pretty big people on Twitter as of lately. People with huge followings. Some are in the political sector. Some are just straight traditional stocks and stuff.
Old people.
All this stuff and all of a sudden I'm seeing people do, actually give Bitcoin and crypto advice. I'm like, you're just starting to talk about it like $8,500.
Yeah, that's the best thing that ever happened in my life.
Right,
like,
but
all right, cool.
Hey, I'm glad it's bringing more people into the community. That's a good thing, and you know what? Everybody has something to bring, different experiences. So that's
absolutely. It's not about when you come; it's how long you stay in it.
Hey,
those are the worst people.
I like that.
Those people who started in 2011. It's like I sold everything at 300.
Right.
If you're like, all right, well, that's cool. Oh, appreciate it, man. But yeah, I mean, that's cool. You sold it at that time. But you have people who really, they sold less than that. They were like, oh, I made 10x. I'm good. People were buying it at $10. Those people that exited the markets, yeah, I mean, good luck explaining that.
Yeah, those people selling 1,000 last year. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go on. We got some more stuff. New research by Chainalysis. And I remember that was like the one that the government's been trying to push into giving them all their information to figure out who's doing what with the crypto market. But new research by Chainalysis, a company in the crypto industry, clearly. It was a digital forensics firm that studies the Bitcoin blockchain, showed that 3.79 million Bitcoins are already lost. They said that's on the high end of the estimate of their study's findings, with low estimates sitting at about 2.78 million. And they say based on that, on the percentages, about 17 to 23% of all Bitcoins lost. So you start talking about the value of Bitcoin, right now people are assuming we still have 16.4 or 5 million, when in reality, like you said, those people early on, the guy who spent 10,000 Bitcoin for a piece of pizza or whatever. So there's already a lot of Bitcoin that's been spent, lost, hard drives. We heard the stories of people searching, was the city trash?
Looking for hard
landfills, looking for hard drives.
People sending Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash addresses.
Right, Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash addresses.
Yeah.
So they said Satoshi's got 1 million. That's right. So
Satoshi might be dead though.
Hey.
So if he is, that million is gone too. That was
like a sombering moment just now. I was like,
he might be. That's what people think. No, he might be. No. Or it might be Elon Musk.
Right.
Somebody said Satoshi is Elon Musk.
If it was, that would be the hook shot right there.
Yeah, he'd be the greatest human of all time.
But he'll definitely get killed for it. But yeah, so right now they're saying about 20% of Bitcoins are already lost, and that number is right, people. I mean, you talk about how much it's going to be worth one day. Automatically, whatever you thought that number was in your head, add another 20% already. I mean, that's what I take.
Basically. Yeah, because I will say when there's a high demand, and the supply is going down, which honestly it did. If people still thought it was 16 million, now they're like, oh, it's actually less than that, and there's more to come. People will lose more Bitcoin as we go along. So that demand, like I've always said, there'll be a day or a week, coming up probably in 2018, where I think we'll see the sort of growth that you only see whenever there's, you know, a run on the banks or something wrong with the economy, where people will be like, I am not selling Bitcoin at all. Even new people, they'll be like, I'm not selling it. And that's when you start seeing the price go, it'll, like I tell King, start blinking, because $1,000 moves become less and less of a percent. Like one guy explained, the move from 1,000 to 2,000 is 100% gain, but from 9,000 to 10,000 is only, you know, 2%. Yeah, like that's nothing. 1.1%. That's nothing. So most people don't understand. You know, long term, the $1,000 moves will be easier, especially when you got billion-dollar hedge funds just now starting to talk about it. They haven't even started trading yet. The CME. But Coinbase,
we actually had to talk about them today. So as much as we dislike Coinbase, I mean, everybody who's been in the crypto space for probably more than 2 or 3 months strongly dislikes Coinbase. But I will, you know, Big Bang Theory, Bitcoin's on there or whatever this Thursday. But as much as everybody dislikes Coinbase, including myself, I think you included in that as well. We will give it to them. They just passed Charles Schwab for, what was it, the amount of accounts they had? Most users. Which is, I mean, people, you talk about denying the crypto space. A new company just passed Charles Schwab with the amount of users it has.
In how many years?
The market has spoken. Like, period. The market has spoken.
Which is funny, because I learned about Bitcoin from a Charles Schwab employee. And the first exchange I used was Coinbase. So it's kind of crazy how that 4-year flip happened just like that. And I'm sure, you know, he's comfortable at his job now, but you know, that's crazy. I learned about it from a Charles Schwab person.
It's still lagging, people.
But yeah, that and you know, Coinbase was the #1 trending search app on the App Store today, or earlier today, and they banned it in 2014. So the way people are changing their view about how crypto works, hopefully you are too as an individual, because companies definitely are. So.
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm glad to see it's helping that mainstream adoption, but Coinbase to me are becoming very similar to Wall Street, so we shall see what happens. Let's see, is this working? I'm at the swimming place. All right, Roger Ver. Here's another big one, people. Roger Ver, you know, I would say BCC is a ticker symbol because I don't want to piss anybody off on either side. No, Roger Ver was on an interview, I believe this morning. It was live stream. I forgot the guy's name he was interviewed by, but he's in the crypto space. We posted it to our Twitter already at Kirby Crypto, KRBECRYPTO. Look, everybody's talking about Bcash, Bcash. So if you didn't see it, was like an awesome meme moment. So today, if you're on the crypto Twitter, you're going to see memes everywhere about it. Roger Ver does not like Bitcoin Cash being called Bcash. He wants it to be called either Bitcoin Cash or just Bitcoin straight up. The interviewer kept calling it Bcash. He got pissed off. He flicked him off, said a couple profane words to him, and then ended the interview.
Oh, boy.
And here's, like, once again, this is the amazing thing about this space, though. There are literally people... And you know, people are saying his net worth in the Bitcoin, in the crypto community, might be plus 200 million at this point. So you literally have people who are worth $250 million. Some are worth billionaires, and they are flipping. They don't care. Like, I mean, this is why I do love
John
about crypto.
McAfee.
Right, John McAfee.
Flicking off everybody with the video.
So. So what I will, somebody's gonna screenshot that one day for you. My perfect example right here. The perfect example, seriously, is one of those things where is, you know, crypto. The good thing about it is, like, you can literally do whatever you want because you have your own money. I mean, as long as you're not breaking any criminal laws, then people, you know, they can't stop you. You can say what you want, you can do what you want. So that's a beautiful thing about it. But it's on our Twitter. It's like the last post right now, and I even have where you could like fast forward. I think it was like a 20-minute mark. So yeah, you don't want to miss it. That was pretty good. The interview was pretty, you know, adversarial the whole time. So I wouldn't even say it's worth watching it because whatever you believe in before the interview, you're probably gonna believe in after the interview. But that last moment is definitely worth it. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that was
emotional, man.
Everybody's emotional, and I mean, you know what? I do like the passion in the space.
Yeah, I mean, people are fighting for a lot right now. Once people realize, you know, like we said before, knowledge is power. Somebody put that.
Somebody said that the hoodie would have been dangling with Lil Bow Wow. He was part of Death Row, they said. Go ahead.
Oh, man. Jesus. Oh, they had everybody on there. Oh, man. But, man, I lost my train of thought. Right? Bringing up Bow Wow.
Look, we got our traditional people like Bow Wow on Death Row. What's that do with crypto? Nothing, people. Don't even worry about it.
I wouldn't be surprised if they start promoting it. If Bow Wow, because all the ICOs from Floyd Mayweather and Khaled and all these other people. But yeah, I mean, that's a good thing about how passionate people are in this space. People are taking this very seriously. As far as, you know, long-term adopters, new people who are like, hey, this is my money here. I can't lose this. Everybody's taking it serious. And one of the best parts is that people who have made a lot of money in it still work on it. You know, some people have kind of gotten away like, man, I'm worth 100 million. Who cares? But Roger Ver still cares, and he's worth well over 100 million. So it's one of those things. It's legacy. People want to be known.
That's what it really is.
The Bitcoin saga, a story. Whenever this movie comes out in a few years, and they start, I'm sure people trying to get their, you know, stuff in there. But and the YouTube channel is KRBE Crypto.
Yeah, better be two random black people in the next movie. That's all I know.
Yeah, no.
Hey, either that or give me the call.
Yeah, no.
But no, so, you know, somebody just asked which exchange would we use. We'll answer a couple quick questions before we get out of here, people. But somebody asked which exchange would we suggest is not Coinbase. I'm actually starting to switch. We do tell everybody Coinbase is the best for you know, new users. However, now I got to be honest, Gemini is pretty good even for new users, people. I really like them. I don't like that they're really working with regulators, but it's the Winklevoss twins that come from old money, and of course their market are institutional investors who do want to see you working with the regulators. But Gemini is a pretty good exchange. Once you get a little bit better, Bittrex is decent for the altcoins as well as Polo. Just, you know, be careful with both of those exchanges. You said Gemini is very slow. Yeah,
you can buy on blockchain if you're not in America.
Right.
So for all of our international people, you can buy right through the blockchain app. If you have a major bank through the Airbits app, you can actually buy in the app through Glidera. I've used it before. With you have to have a major bank though, so you just set it up through there and you can buy. I think the limit is like 3,000 or 4,000 a day or something like that. So it's actually, you know,
that's a pretty good limit.
Yeah, it's actually a little bit better than Coinbase, but yeah. So there's a few options. Binance.
It's coming up.
Their UI is really good. They're just now adding some of the popular alts, but I would definitely get an account so you can play around with it, use the interface. I like it. You know, as much as I used to like Polynex's interface. Let's see. Glidera with Mycelium, yep, you can do it through that.
I mean, and also people like, you know, we always say, you know, you don't want to keep everything on one exchange. You can have more than one exchange. You sign up for multiple accounts. And honestly, if you expect to really go full time with this or just be around it for, you know, kind of, you know, half your day, get multiple accounts because these exchanges will jack up. And the last thing you want them to do is jack up while you're trying to trade something. So to be able to just freely move it about to a different exchange or your wallet or whatever, it's a big help. So
absolutely
put you at ease as well. Still lagging. All right, we're gonna figure out this internet next time. It's probably too many devices. We got anything left today?
No, that's all for me today, brother.
All right, so basically today we're bullish on Bitcoin. Watch the Roger Ver interview. It's pretty funny. Banks are still trying to get positioning in here. Chain analysis says Bitcoins are missing their MIA and they're never coming back, which means we're even more bullish on it. And December 8th, keep a lookout for that. Decide we go through furloughs and sequestration. I was actually in the military the first time we did furloughs and sequestration last few years ago, 2013. And I'm telling you, everything shut down. So if that happens again, that price is going to jump. And then 2 days later, if CME is sticking to their schedule, they might release their futures market as well. So a lot of great news coming up. We're coming off a great weekend. We're hoping for this all-time high at 10K. I don't know. We might have to grab a champagne for that, man.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's a long time coming.
Yeah, I would say we got to grab a champagne for that.
10 times. Oh, my goodness. It's been a great year. All right, people. Of course, if you have any questions, you just want to reach out for some consultations or anything, you can email us at Kirby Crypto, KRBECRYPTO. You make 3 good shit. And we still have a lot of great products coming for you soon. So just make sure you keep a lookout for that on Twitter. And we updated Instagram today. We're going to start posting more pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Until then, we see you all tomorrow. Thanks for joining.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Dun, 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 exit music. We don't have all that yet, people. I go.